You create your reality by the lens of perspective you choose to see the world through. Receive or miss your calling through the energy you harness from that lens. The choice is yours. Welcome to the Donawon Podcast.
Welcome back to Leko Podcasting by your boy Muyiz. And yeah, man, this is my second episode. Zamani, how you feeling?
I'm alright, man.
That's good. Yeah, so as an entrepreneur, yeah, a lot of people come to me with different ideas and different dissatisfactions about their current situation, right? And I find it very interesting that the first thing that comes to their mind when they present their ideas rather, is, man, I want to make money. And then I ask them, but you're making money, you're doing your 9 to 5, you're cooling, you get paid every month, you're guaranteed at least, 250k. This is Naira, by the way. 250,000 Naira is roughly about, how much in dollars? Yeah, but a couple of dollars per month.
400.
Jesus. Yeah, 400. Wow. And this is what some lawyers earn. But Nigeria is a different discussion for a different day. But yeah, you're making money, so what are you complaining about? Then they tell me things that they go to work and that they are stressed when they come back home, they're tired and they don't have time for themselves, etc. And then you have people that come and meet me and talk about their ideas. And back in the day, I used to take time to listen to people's ideas, but then I realized something. Everybody has an idea. There was a point in time that I actually thought of Uber. I thought of the idea of Uber. I was in London. It was raining after a night out, and I was just like, man, there should be something that will just make a car come and pick you up that will know your location through GPS. But obviously, that was just an idea, and ideas only happen through implementation. So this is just advice for anybody that's trying to convince somebody to help them. Get the ball running on your own first. Because really and truly, nobody has time for ideas. Everybody has their own struggle. Everybody has their own plan that they have for themselves. And if you're not coming as a facilitator, which is you're bringing a win-win situation, then there's no point about even talking about your idea to somebody that's even ahead of you. Because all you're doing is bringing them back, Unless, they're kind-hearted and, the nature and the circumstance of their situation allows them to actually have a discussion. But what I want to really emphasize on today is basically one sentence, which is working is the worst way to make money. Working is the worst way to make money. And when I say working, I mean when people use the term I'm going to work, which is I'm going to the office, I'm clocking in, I'm clocking out. Because you should work for fulfillment. You shouldn't work for money. You should work to feel fulfilled. There's some people that I know personally. What's up? Yeah. There's some people that I know personally that they're not getting the highest salary. By the way, this is not in Nigeria. This is in England. They're not getting the highest salary. This is in London, right? But you can't tell them to quit their job. You can't come to them with a better salary and tell them, yo, we're offering you this, and this. I want to leave. No, I want you to leave and come and join my company. They'll tell you no. And it's because, one, there's job security. So they know that these people in their office, they have their back. There's no way, because of the culture of their work setting as well, there's a culture of understanding. The authoritative figure usually looks out for their staff. They come and tell them, their human resource manager to come and tell them, how are you? Are you okay? How are you feeling? There's a sense of care that they have, right? So that's rare. Money can't buy that, especially in this capitalism era where everybody's just trying to make a buck. You can't get that. And then apart from that, you now have people who have a lot of money as in salary, right? Coming in per month, and they want to quit their jobs. They're stressed. And most of my guys that feel this way in IT, they hate their jobs. They would rather go and practice and do their own private firm and just work on whatever app they're working on and stuff like that. But when they work for other firms, they just feel like they're being driven into slavery, So yeah, you should work for fulfillment, and That's the most important thing when it comes to this topic of money making. And then when you now think of what actually makes you money, right? It's service. It has nothing to do with your 9 to 5 or clocking into a system that literally drives you to insanity. It's about providing service. I saw something on Twitter the other day that I found so interesting, right? I was talking about how billionaires billionaires in Nigeria are selfish. Now, I definitely understand that concept because of how billionaires are made. You can wake up one morning and President Olusegun Obasanjo can wake up and say he wants to give you an oil well, right? Cool. I also understand that this concept comes from, the fact that there's no safety net for the poor, So how can you be so rich in one country and basically right next to your house, there can be somebody lying down on the street, There's no safety net for the poor. So I understand that whole holistic concept. But what I took was billionaires. So that's a blanket statement. That's a generic statement. Billionaires are selfish. Blah, 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 blah. Cool. So here's the thing about that statement. To be a billionaire, it means you have, there's someone I know personally, right? He's a billionaire. Billionaire in dollars, living in Nigeria. Nobody knows who he is. You can only know who he is if he allows you to know who he is. But this guy is cooling. And, sometimes he allows me to work out in the gym in his house because he lives close to me and it's just convenient for me because my gym is all the way in Lekki Phase 2. I live in Dolphin. It's just long, right? And I was just talking to him one day and I just realized something. This guy, if this guy doesn't exist, so many families will be affected. So many. Because he's paying so many people's salary. And they're happy because of the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's a billionaire, meaning he has multiple streams of income, right? So, if you're providing money, right, for people in your firm and they're happy, they're satisfied, those people are also providing a service, right? So the service that is being provided, you can't be selfish. You're providing a service, right? So I think the main issue is how there's a huge gap between the rich and the poor. But for anybody to think that to be a billionaire is a selfish thing, I will never understand it. Because think about it. The secret to success is the secret to failure, which is you become what you think, right? If you wake up in the morning and you genuinely think that today will be a good day, and you orientate yourself to feel this, maybe by watching YouTube clips of motivation, you understand? Maybe by just even talking to your parents, talking to your brothers and sisters. But what do we normally do? We just we pick up our phones and we see trash on the TL. That isn't conditioning your mindset for you to actually have a positive day, right? It's not conditioning your mindset to have a successful day. Because what you see is lamentations, opinions, dissatisfaction, people arguing about the different isms that exist. And it literally will corrupt your mind and it can change your mood if you don't have any alternative means of actually reconditioning your mindset. Me, personally, right, when I wake up in the morning, I pray. So the first thing is I spend my time with God. I read like a chapter of the Bible just to orientate myself about the world I'm living in that hasn't changed, but it's just more televised. And then I go and talk to my mom. Speak to my mom for like an hour. She tells me stories of her past. And my mom, like, she wasn't the richest growing up, right? But she orientates me as to how her father was a positive man. Like, on Sundays, they will go for family dinners and stuff like that. This is like my grandfather, who is late now. This wasn't something that was common back in the day. But it has trickled down to my mom, which has literally molded her character. And she's one of the most positive people you will ever find. Even when my father didn't understand what I was doing in terms of, like, chasing my dreams, my mother, like, she would always champion me. And now I'm older and I'm closer to her. I understand where she gets that from, It comes from orientation from her predecessors. So it's the same thing. Nothing has changed. You become what you think. That's the secret to success. It's the secret to failure. If you genuinely wake up and think you get it, you will get it. It's not going to be easy, by the way. But the thing is, these challenges that come, it builds character. Because the next level, it doesn't get easier. There's another saying I say. When you climb the mountain, just because the peak is in view, doesn't mean the climb gets easier. Like, you're seeing the peak. Like, as you're climbing, you're seeing it. But it doesn't get easier. You wasted so much energy in climbing. It gets closer. You still have to dig deep. You still have to dig deep and climb. Because this thing is not easy. So, yeah, that's what I really want to talk about today in terms of money making and like facilitating your goals and the attitude and the mindset you need to have to actually get this thing called money, because it's about service. It's not about clocking in and clocking out. Now, do not get it twisted. Some people are satisfied in their jobs, and that's what I'm talking about. Fulfillment, money, two different things. If you're fulfilled, that getting money is a plus. You understand what I'm saying? If your fulfillment is making money, then you need to start thinking of different services you can actually integrate yourself into to actually generate you money. Because for some people, making money is a sport. It's literally something that they wake up to. Okay, how do I make money today? Okay, my real estate company is doing like this. My oil business is doing like this. My media business is doing like this. My stocks are doing like this. They have different ways that they're using their money to make money. And this is a skill that a lot of people don't even have because they don't know how to make money in the first place. And the reason why you don't know how to make money in the first place is because you're thinking of making money. You need to think of service. Everything has a foundation. If you don't have the foundation of service, you can never ever grow the tree of money. You just can't. It's not possible. And that's why I just want to advise my people in Lagos State, especially because trust me, the grind is hard. And when you don't have a government that literally cares about the youth, and I'm not even trying to get political in this podcast, but I know that the government does not care about the youth. There's nothing you can tell me, right? The government doesn't care about the youth. If they cared, they won't be biased because there's a bias. And the bias is political alliance. Different story for a different day. It's not about the people, it's about the upper echelon. And that's what I have to say about that. But yeah, if we had like an enabling environment where people genuinely cared about the youth, maybe we will have more courage to step out of our households and say, you know what, I'm going to go and sleep on my friend's couch for a week because my parents aren't giving me the motivation I need. And I'll go and stay at my friend's house and we'll keep grinding together because we fuel each other's fire, And the orientation is how can I be of service, And another thing is, listen, there's something called the early investor advantage, which is you come into a market and capitalize on something that isn't there. If you want to be smart, right, in terms of achieving success, if you want to copy what somebody else has done, right, which is an early investor, you need to think of the creeks. And within that creek, right, you can create your own form of service, right? I see a lot of people that are trying to venture into fashion, which is fantastic. But you need to have an area perspective of what fashion is. There's a lot of politics that is involved around fashion. I'm not a fashion designer, but I have a lot of friends that are into fashion. There's a lot of politics that is involved, and it's really through networking you penetrate through these doors. But in order to gain the network you need to have a competitive advantage. You need to bring something unique. You need to actually be. The thing is this, and this is something I have to say about being unique. Every human being, right, is created differently. And let me elaborate on what that means. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you need to understand that there's only one you. And I know sometimes we can genuinely feel that, man, like, this is not for me, or am I good enough, or man, nobody cares, especially that nobody cares. But let me tell you the truth here. If you embrace everything about yourself, your flaws, like even me, I'm doing this podcast, I have a huge zit here, right? I don't care. I really don't care, because it's the ability to embrace everything about yourself that will make you stand out. And when you stand out, you can literally extend yourself into things that would actually make that thing unique. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's your songwriting, if you're talking from a place of truth, it's relatable. That will literally create a program that people can subscribe into because it's relatable. We are different, but we're the same. But what we now need to do is embrace our strengths and our weaknesses and literally come out through service to the world. And definitely you will make that buck, man. Trust me. And the thing is, the bag is big enough for everybody, which is why as everybody is chasing service, everybody should support service, especially if it's service that people will need. Even if you don't need it, you yourself might not need it, but other people may need it. Share, post, talk about it, show love randomly. Just randomly go and like 10 videos that you've seen somebody do about what they do. Because it's not easy at the end of the day, and every little helps, for real. Times are tough, but procedures are easier because of social media, because of the internet. There's nothing like a gatekeeper anymore. You can create your own thing and build on it. There's never been a time. So take that leap of attaining service, And the thing is this, as we progress in technology, new service is demanded. New service is demanded. I never ever thought in my wildest dream that a social media manager would be an actual job description. It blows my mind. But guess what? A lot of people understand the importance of branding. A lot of people understand the importance of consistency in branding. Let me be more specific. And if you're doing so many things at once, it's really, really gonna affect your social media page. My BSB Instagram page, I had to get somebody to actually handle that, right? That person didn't do it to the way I wanted. Then I took it back and started, doing it myself. But now I'm looking for another person again because I understand the importance of that. So if you're a social media person, by the way, just social media manager, let me not say person, social media manager, please shout me. Email is in my bio. But yeah, these are the very, very, very important things that people need to know about making money. You know, and it's incremental, man. You're not gonna hit the jackpot. You're not gonna wake up one morning and see 10 million naira in your account. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be incremental. But the way I know God works is you would have exactly what you need for the season you're in to facilitate things for the next step you have to take. Because when you look at these billionaires I'm talking about, right, you have to look at their age. Some of them are early 50s, 60s, some few 40s, very, very few 40s. You're in your 20s. In you're in your 20s, yeah, 10 years from then, you will still be young. 10 years from then, you'll still be young. So, like, there's no rush. You need to be incremental. I need to understand that as long as you provide service, money will come. The most important thing is how do you now flip that money? Because a lot of people, they get into this thing called the rat race of life. And when they attain something that they always wanted, they can slack because of comfort. And you know the dangerous thing about comfort? Comfort doesn't make you know you're comfortable. It doesn't. The moment you step into that thing called comfort, you start procrastinating, start postponing because you think, I'll do it another time. Time is coming, like I have time. Because you've achieved something, but the only reason why you think that will happen is because you've forgotten. You've forgotten the hard times because you've attained something little. And I've seen it happen a lot. I'm not going to even give examples because people can catch themselves now and start chatting, and I don't have time for that. But yeah, really and truly, it's all about providing service. Working is the worst way to make money. Work for fulfillment, and to make money, I've said it so many times, provide service. Yep, this is me for a bit, and I'll catch you next time. I have so much more to talk about because life is vast. But catch you later. Deuces.